Thank you for giving me this time. Having a seat at the table, I appreciate it, even though it is only 5 minutes. When I see that you have a room full of district directors and cadres and personnel people that are going to get hours and hours of time. Really quick, I like to give some of our concerns that we spent 8 hours trying to work out an MOU. I commend some of your district people that stayed for the duration and that came with integrity and intensity. Again, Broward Teachers Union is advocating for all of the bargaining unit members and actually for everybody, because when we win something for our educators, we win for everybody. And when you have people that are coming in that are going to be safe and healthy, the students are going to be safe and healthy. We're not saying we don't want schools to open. We're not saying we want to keep people out. What we're saying is that we need to make sure that our schools are going to open safe, because we're in a pandemic. The virus is happening still. People are still contracting the virus. People are still dying. And if the 9 of you and Superintendent Runcie are okay with having people die on your watch, on your hands, then you guys stand up there and you vote to open schools when they're not ready. So when people start dying, then start getting ready for the repercussions. Because if you think it's not going to happen, and if you think it's not going to be blamed on the Broward County Public Schools, think again. Because one thing we know what people are really great at doing, when something goes wrong in Broward County Public Schools, the lawsuits start flying. But we don't want to see lawsuits flying for people's lives. We just want to make sure that the schools are going to be open safe. You guys are mandating your principals to get things done in their schools that are nearly impossible. The rush on them is just mind-blowing, and it's crushing them. And when they're crushed, our teachers are crushed. When our teachers are crushed, the support staff is crushed. Now, I stand together with you guys as being a partner, but sometimes you guys come with me that you're not a partner. You want, and you know that our teachers give. They gave up all last quarter. They gave up spring break. They gave up their summers to make sure that they can be ready for online. And look at what they did. We're the only district in the state, probably in the country, that is rocking it. Our students are getting their needs met. Yes, we're still at home with their parents or a caregiver or in a pod or somewhere where somebody can be watching over them, hopefully, that they're not home alone. But you know that that is a possibility. And that is not anything that we want. But we do know one thing, we're saving lives, because we're keeping this. Oh, look at you guys. None of you in here are scared that you're sitting in this group of people that you don't know what they did last night or what they did this weekend or how many took a trip and didn't quarantine? Seriously? It's not going through your minds, but you're too afraid to speak up because your boss or one of the chiefs or one of the board members might condemn you? It's concerning that we want to just figure out how we're going. I'm here and we're taking out file cabinets, we're taking out shelves, we're taking out furniture in classrooms so we can squeeze more desks in. And yet there was almost an argument out here with me and parents because we're crammed into a room of 13. Because I got there first and they didn't. If that's an argument because we can't be in the same room, but yet we want to rush to get schools open, I'm asking you guys to push it back. I don't know what date is acceptable, but unless you've walked the schools and you know what's going on, then you don't know what's really going on. You know how I know what's really going on? Because I'm out there and I'm watching and I'm visiting and I'm getting actual feedback. I actually read my emails and I actually respond and actually pick up a phone and I call people. You all don't call me back, so you all don't really want to know. Some of you do. And I like to take a moment about the cameras. I'm asking you to vote down the cameras. They do not need extra cameras in the classroom. They need purified air in their classroom. The cameras are an extension that are going to bring harm to the students because they're going to be watched even more from the outside world. An extra 120 degrees of watching what goes on in a classroom with people that are outside encouraging them to stay home and do online is not in the best interest. The teachers have made it work in their homes online. You need to give an option for people to stay home and be able to teach to stay healthy. The matter of fact, come back to work into a school site, because they're all still working, or take a leave, was just really, really inconsiderate. I appreciate the 5 minutes. I'm hoping that you're going to grant people to speak like Day did yesterday for 17 hours, so you can really, really hear what it takes to open up our schools safely, because at the end of the day, people's lives do matter. People's livelihoods do matter. Our students do matter. Nobody wants to not come back into the schools. They just want to know what they're coming back into healthy. And you cannot sit here with integrity and say wholeheartedly that our schools are ready to open. They're just not. They need more time. I believe it will be done, just need more time. Let's do it right instead of saying, let's fix it when we get in there. That's the ask that we've been asking for. Don't take away breaks. Don't take away lunch from our teachers and our educators. They are overworked. They are overworked. And they just need to know that you value them. And the way that you value them is you come to the table and you say, we know you guys are going to make it rock, and here's what we're going to do to show you that we value you. They're going to do it.
And Ms. Fusco, we agree. We know that they have been great team members. So if I could at this time, I think we're going to transition into our presentation. Did you have anything you wanted to share as your closing remarks?
My closing remarks are that I'm asking you guys not to vote in the recommendation of opening on October 5th. It would be nice if our teachers and everyone and our students can finish out at least the quarter. That would be a thought, because the rush to get back in and set up their classrooms, because so many had to move classrooms and didn't set up their classrooms. And if anybody remembers what it was like to go back into your classroom, they want their kids to come back in to refresh. They want something beautiful, visual, and inviting. We take such happiness in making sure we have an inviting room for our students. And right now, unless you visited classrooms, they rush to get things done so they work to get the content and the Canvas and the online learning. There just needs more time, and the rush to get people back in because you're threatened or scared of our governor. I have belief that our governor will not do that to us. Making comments and saying it and actually following through, I don't believe it when we're the sixth largest in the country, the second largest in the state, that they would withhold funds when we're trying to make sure it's done right, it's done pristine, and it's done safe. Of course,
Thank you, Ms. Fusco.
That's what we need you guys to do. I'm asking you to not go with the recommendation of October 5th. Let's plan a better day to make it done right. Thank you.